In this tutorial, I will accomplish the following. Create a new React application, using TypeScript as the main language. Implement a custom hook, to handle forms in React. Implement a component to display a form that will rely on the custom hook to handle changes and form submit. I'm going to execute the following command, to create a new React application. npx, space, create, dash, react, dash, app, space, the name of the new application, space, dash dash, template, space, TypeScript. The script suggests to execute cd contacts, dash, app, to change to its directory. The script suggests to execute the command, npm start, to launch the application. I will be executing this command from within Visual Studio Code. Here is the React application project, opened inside the Visual Studio Code. I selected the source folder. And now, I will click on the New Folder button. I'm going to create a folder, where I should implement all my custom hooks. The name of the new folder is hooks. Now I'm going to create a new .ts file to hold the implementation of the custom form hook. I'm going to name the file as usemyform.ts. Here is where I will implement the hook that will handle any type of form fields. I'm importing the useState hook. The useState hook will be used to maintain the internal state of my custom hook. Hooks can be invoked from within other hooks. Here, I declare the main function of my custom hook, useMyForm. The custom hook expects to receive a callback function. The callback function will be used, by the hook, when form field changes are detected. The second parameter, initFormFieldValues, is used to internally store the initial values of the form fields. Here, I declared an internal state, named FormFieldValues. FormFieldValues maintains the state of the form field values. Next, I declared the function to handle the form field value changes. Every form field will have their onChange event bound to this function. When a form field value changes, this function is called. Inside the function, it checks if the form field type is a checkbox. If the form field is a checkbox, then the code extracts the form field value from the checked attribute. Otherwise, the value attribute is used. setFormFieldValues is used to update the internal state of the form field value. If the form field, that invoked the change, is a checkbox, the code extract the Boolean value, from the checked attribute. Otherwise, it uses the value attribute, instead of the checked attribute, to determine the new value of the field. Here, I implemented the function to handle the onSubmit event. I'm logging some information into the browser's console. I'm preventing the click event, from the submit button, to proceed. And I wait for form fields to invoke the callback. Finally, the hook returns the handle change event, handle form submit event, and the form field values. I right-clicked on the code. Then I will click on Format Document. This makes it easier to read the code. I selected the source folder. I will click on the New Folder button. This new folder will be used to host the components that I may need to implement. I'm going to click on the New File button. This is to create a new React component file. I'm going to name the new component, create-contact.tsx. This new React component will host a create new contact form. I imported the custom hook that I implemented earlier. The create new contact form will utilize the custom hook. Therefore, I need to import it. I defined an interface named contact. This interface defines the names and data types of the form fields. This make the code strongly typed. I created a component function named createContact. This is the main function and needs to be accessible from other places. Hence the use of export and default. Because this is a form to create a new contact, not to edit an existing one, the initial value of the fields can be set internally, instead of being passed as part of the props. Here I'm declaring the use of my custom hook. The custom hook exposes handle change event, handle form submit event, and form field values. The custom hook expects a callback function. I chose create user callback as the name of this expected callback function. However, I have not yet implemented the callback function, hence the wiggly line. I'm passing the contact constant as the second parameter of the custom hook. The hook invokes a callback when the user clicks on the submit button. I'm passing the create user callback to the hook. However, since this is a simple and quick tutorial, instead of calling a backend API to create a new database record for the new contact, I will simply display an alert dialog box, showing the serialized string of the state. Here is the basic skeleton of the component, in terms of what it renders on the user interface. Here, I declared a form. The form's onSubmit event invokes the handle form submit event, when the user clicks on the submit button. Here, I added the first name field. The first name field uses an input HTML tag. The input tag is flagged as of type text. The name of the tag, which defines the name of the form field, is first name. The onChange event invokes the handle change event, provided by the custom hook. I did the same thing, but for the last name field. The US citizen field is a checkbox. However, the same handle change event is passed to its onChange event. This is because the custom hook implementation takes care of handling the differences between checkbox and any other type of field. Here I declared a group of radio button input tags. They are used to set the value of the contact type field. The handle change event is also passed to the onChange events. Finally, the form needs a submit button. I'm going to delete the initial implementation of the app component. I only need to display the create contact component. So all I need to do is return the create contact component. I clicked on the terminal menu, and will click on the new terminal option, to spawn a new terminal at the bottom of the editor. Notice that the new terminal console appears with the project directory selected. To start the application, I just need to execute the command, npm start. I will click on the first name field, and type my first name. Notice the values being displayed in the browser's console. Now, I will test the last name field. The same handle change event, that was implemented inside the custom hook, is used to handle all fields, including the checkbox US citizen field. It does not matter how many fields there are in the form. Even the data types of the form fields do not matter. They are all handled properly. And when I click on the submit button, the serialized string of the form field values appears. The end.